Want to feel like Mr. Robot and expose a terrifying megacorporation conspiracy live on air? For that, you'll need a browser, a coffee-free right mouse button, and knowing where to look with our help. In just 2 minutes, you can find out the real rating of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey on your own. Join the people on Rotten Tomatoes and become part of the community on Reddit claiming we've witnessed a massive operation to rig votes, manipulate the film's score, and censor unfavorable opinions. We partially touched on this in our previous video. Accusations have also emerged that the studio is buying out theaters themselves to report record box office numbers. And honestly, we're living in an adaptation of George Orwell's novels. Is that really the case? Are we being manipulated? Make yourselves comfortable, friends, and head over to the Odyssey page. On Rotten Tomatoes, you'll be greeted by 97% audience freshness, a number only the most naive would believe. As we mentioned in our review, The Odyssey is a good film, but believing it's more beloved than The Lord of the Rings, especially given what's happening online, just doesn't sit right. As the classic saying goes, it's not how you voted that matters, it's how the votes were counted. And there's one major nuance. After the rise of Skywalker, Rotten Tomatoes has stubbornly kept its audience rating at 86% for 7 years now. In 2019, the platform changed its evaluation method. Before that, they used the so-called pool mechanic, where anyone wanted to leave a review for a film would be funneled to the site, where they had to create an account, visit the movies page, and post their feedback. The downsides are obvious. You can create a swarm of bots to either tank or inflate the rating, and no one can verify whether you actually watched the film or not. Nevertheless, for all its flaws, the pool system still works almost everywhere and has been the standard throughout cinema history. Until 2019, when the portal switched to a different system, the push system. Under this model, a moviegoer who buys a ticket through a Rotten Tomatoes partner receives a push notification upon leaving the theater, asking them to rate the film. And this very rating is now what's officially presented on paper. Seems airtight. The rating comes from real viewers. But on the other hand, who chooses the viewers that make up that rating? There's a theory that journalists invited to premieres and showered with gifts might give nothing but perfect scores, while more skeptical viewers could simply be overlooked under the system. After all, nobody discloses how and to whom these push notifications with rating requests are sent. Ultimately, all the data is stored on distributor servers. Theoretically, they could just add 5,000 maximum scores. There's no way for you to verify that. And even if we assume everything works honestly, would it really be difficult for a studio to buy 20,000 tickets to its own film, not show up, and then have bots uniformly give 5-star ratings as if they just watched it? With an average ticket price of around $16 in the US, that's just over $300,000. Pocket change for a film with a $150 million marketing budget. But does that mean for pocket change you can legally buy yourself a high audience rating? In short, both systems are vulnerable to manipulation. A prime example is the 2026 battle between fans of Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, who went after each other's ratings on IMDb in February. But the real problem is that there's no documented example of manipulation under the second push system. All the data is closed off. It's impossible to verify whether anyone received a rating notification, whether the studio bought tickets to its own film, or whether it manipulated reviews. But here's the kicker. In Rotten Tomatoes source code, both rating systems still exist separately, not just for The Odyssey, but for any film. And right now, we're going to see what rating Christopher Nolan's film would have gotten from audiences under the rules that were in place before 2019. So, on the website, right-click and select View Page Source. Here, we search for the phrase Media Score and gain access to both the old and the new rating. The new one, that's the verified audience from push notifications. At the time of recording, they had given The Odyssey 16,558 likes and 520 dislikes, resulting in 96.96%, which rounds up to the coveted 97% displayed on the main page. And now for the magic, because just below in the code, a line for the entire audience is still preserved. That is, both the new verified rating under the 2019 rules and the old rating, which isn't shown on the main page but still exists in the database. People are still creating accounts and writing reviews. At the time of filming, total positive ratings were 17,806. Verified users with positive ratings, as we already established, numbered 16,558. Subtract that and we get 1,248 positive reviews from the old pool audience. We do the same with dislikes. Subtract 520 verified dislikes from a total of 1,348, leaving 828 dislikes. Now we have everything we need to calculate the Odyssey's rating under the old pre-2019 rules. Divide 1,248 positive reviews by 2,076 total reviews from the site's registered audience, and we get 60%, 6 out of 10, for how Rotten Tomatoes users rated the Odyssey under the old-school site registration review system. Of course, this number needs to be taken with a grain of salt, because it definitely contains a bunch of artificially inflated dislikes. It's unclear how those were handled under the old rules, but we think it's fair to say that the honest rating for the Odyssey, stripped of manipulation on both sides, sits somewhere around 7.8 out of 10, much like its scores on Kinopoiesk and Metacritic, which we covered in our review a couple videos ago. Well, the Odyssey is a good film. It's clear it needs a fight against haters who haven't even watched it. But in our view, we're seeing the opposite extreme. A decent, solid movie is being painted as a masterpiece on the level of The Godfather or Nolan's own The Dark Knight, which the Odyssey, with all due respect, is not. And we just saw objective proof of that in the rating breakdown. Want even more compelling evidence? As we've already seen, the Odyssey has 2,076 old-style reviews and over 17,000 new-style ones. In other words, the rating is 88% made up of verified reviews and only 12% from actual site visitors who took the time to write a review. Now open Oppenheimer's page and count the percentage. We'll save you the time. Their verified ratings make up only 33% of the total, while 67% of reviews come directly from site users. Similar patterns hold for other films. So the Odyssey is clearly an anomaly. It's as if Rotten Tomatoes is blocking the vast majority of manually written reviews. 67% manual for Oppenheimer versus 12% for the Odyssey. That's too big a gap. We can say with near certainty that something happened. Either the film's rating was artificially inflated, or conversely, there are too few manual reviews and too many verified ones, which would support the theory that the studio actually could have bought tens of thousands of tickets and given it self-likes. Both sides of the scandal are understandable. The studio wouldn't want a 6 out of 10 rating to stop the Odyssey from earning the money it undeniably deserves as a solid film. But you can also sympathize with people who, even without seeing the movie, are ready to give it a 1 out of 10, because the studio's job isn't just to make a film, but also to market it properly. Marketing budgets often exceed production costs for good reason. Analysts assess a film's potential and problems before release. The Odyssey's hype attracted a wave of haters even before the premiere. Someone did a poor job, and they should be held accountable. Not saved by the global community through absurd ratings that elevate the Odyssey to the level of The Godfather or The Shawshank Redemption. In such cases, honest success metrics are box office numbers. Just look at the rise of Skywalker. No amount of rating manipulation could save it from grossing less than The Last Jedi, let alone The Force Awakens. How does the Odyssey fare in this regard? Brilliantly. Its second weekend drop was a mere 19%. The film has already grossed $640 million worldwide, and China hasn't even joined the party yet. Analysts have already raised their final box office projections for the Odyssey to between $1.30 and $1.5 billion, which would make it the highest grossing film of Christopher Nolan's career. Ironically, this was helped immensely by the very haters of film, because now everyone wants to see the Odyssey with their own eyes, to decide who was right and who was wrong. But there are complaints here too. On Reddit, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of posts from people, especially in the US, encountering the same pattern. They can't buy tickets to the Odyssey because all seats are sold out, but when they get to theater, half the auditorium is empty. And reports aren't just from moviegoers. Theater employees themselves, watching the bookings, expect a full house, only to see a half-empty screening. From this, naturally, comes the theory that the studio decided to manufacture a sense of global hype and manufactured success. Not only rigging reviews, but also buying up tickets to create scarcity and buzz. It's not like the scheme is new in the business world. Luxury brands are literally being sued by the EU right now for destroying unsold premium goods to avoid discounts and preserve the illusion of perpetual scarcity. However, upon closer examination, this argument doesn't hold much water. North America accounts for only 44% of the Odyssey's gross, the same as for History of the World, and even less than for Project Ave Maria. where the US accounted for a full half of Universal's box office. Universal is a big studio, sure, but it's hard to believe they have the resources to manipulate ticket sales in Iceland or Singapore, where the Odyssey outgrossed The Devil Wears Prada 2 and is posting strong numbers. If theaters were being bought out, we'd see a situation where 70 to 80% of the Odyssey's gross came from North America, and that's nowhere near the case. So the verdict is clear. Thanks in large part to controversy, the Odyssey has genuinely benefited from word of mouth. Now, everyone's will leave their opinion online after watching it, so go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments. As for us, here's where we stand. The situation is twofold. The Odyssey is a good, and for many even great, film that absolutely deserves its place in the sun. But on the other hand, review bombing and aggregators have used this as a casus belli to introduce draconian measures and blatant rating manipulation. And that manipulation is as real a fact as the honesty of the Odyssey's box office numbers. In this particular case with Christopher Nolan, one could theoretically find justification for such rating manipulation. The film is decent after all, but the problem is that this refined mechanism is unlikely to be abandoned anytime soon. With this approach, we'll soon stop understanding whether any new film is good or bad. All ratings will gradually lose meaning. In a sense, we're headed for an internet regression of about 25 years, when the decision to see a movie or not was made solely through friends and trusted sources, while major, respected aggregators will turn into mere order fulfillment points for desired ratings. Because again, it would cost us $300,000 to legally rig any film's rating right now. Buy 10 to 20,000 tickets, don't show up, and when the push notification comes, give it 5 stars. Ironically, the attempt to fight the pre-2019 system, which allowed bots to buy ratings, has led to a system where you can now buy a film's rating with bots just through other people. And that truly is quite a power shift. What do you think about the situation and the Odyssey? Let us know in the comments. That's all for now, friends. See you next time.